Hello everyone once again, and this is a short demonstration of how I would personally use um, you know, Google Earth in an educational context, such as a classroom or a presentation. So I like about Google Earth is that they have so many different settings, right? You can have clean, no borders, labels, places, or roads. You can do exploration, which puts all the roads on and shows you the borders and different places. You can have everything you want. Certain landmarks will be there, you know, certain probably historical monuments will probably also pop up too. Probably have to zoom in a little bit to see them though. And you have all these different, options. So just to give an example, let's just say I want to talk about the importance of different rivers throughout history. So I can talk about, the different river civilizations that popped up. So one of them, as you know, was Egypt. And as you can see, this is modern day Egypt. All those actually farms, because right now, Egypt, most of the people actually live in the same place they did thousands of years ago, which is in the floodplain. So that's the Nile going all the way down there, all like these places, so places in the floodplain where they grow their crops and so forth. And it is the longest river in Africa and the longest river in the world, if I'm correct, going all the way down to South Sudan. So you can see the way this was, of course, was a very attractive spot because not only was the Nile very predictable and very long, but also extremely fertile, a beautiful place for growing a dense population or building up cities, which is why Egypt is one of the first cities. And if you put in exploration, you can see, how basically the modern nation of Egypt today it still basically occupies a lot of the fertile land and territory. And then if you look over here to another, one of the earliest civilizations that popped up was the Sumerians. They also have the same kind of, geography with the rivers just going through here, the Tigris and Euphrates. And we also see, the same kind of floodplains. Though not as consistently with Egypt. With Egypt, as we see, it's more green, it's more lush. But over here, it's less lush. And the reason why it's less lush is because the rivers of the Tigris and Euphrates, they aren't as consistent or predictable. You have a lot of floods, you have a lot of storms, and all that basically causes, the agriculture to get kind of washed away from time to time, which is why it's not a neat picture as we see over by the Nile right here in Egypt. And then, of course, we move over here. This is where the Indus Valley civilization formed. And over here, you kind of can't see that well though, is actually where the right here, this is where the Indus River is. This is where the early Indus River Valley civilization formed. And over right here, where modern Beijing is, and also other cities too. Let me see. I wish there was an option to show the water a little bit nicer. If I zoom in, it'll show up. But right, I think it's right here. You can actually see the Yellow River. I believe it empties over here into this ocean too. And you also see, of course, all of the major urban centers along this river, along what the Yellow River is. Of course, it's just the options is really infinite. When you bring up the maps, you bring up the borders, you can just talk about so many different civilizations and how they were influenced by geography. Like over here, let me see. I wish there's an option to show you a little bit more. But I know over here actually is the Danube River, somewhere along here, and that actually formed the border. I think the Danube River is actually even the bottom here where Germany is. But that Danube River is a very important river because it actually formed the border between the Roman Empire, which of course we know is down here, and Germania, where basically Germanic tribes, also known as barbarians, would live. And so rivers they play an important part in agriculture. They also serve as borders. An example of that, of course, is the Mississippi River, which you can see right here. It forms a border between states, but it's also a major hub for agriculture and industry and transportation. And major cities, of course, are all on rivers. So, as you can see with Google Earth, the possibility of education, of explaining things, just really are infinite. That's my little demonstration, and thank you so much for listening.